Welcome to Today's Homeowner with Danny Lipford. Expert advice on improving your home from the pages of Today's Homeowner magazine and remodeling contractor Danny Lipford.
Well, obviously there's a bathroom remodeling taking place at this house. Actually, it's about 30-year-old bathroom with the same ceramic tile, same tub, and very old cabinetry. We'll show you what's involved in really updating this bathroom, and we'll talk with a couple of experts who'll give you some great advice on the many selections you have to make in your bathroom remodeling. And we'll show you some ways to keep the budget in mind. Stay with us. Welcome back. As you can see, quite a bit of work has taken place on the face of this existing cabinet. Now, before we started this renovation, this bathroom did need some updating. The countertop had an old ceramic tile. On the floor also had ceramic tile, the smaller size that is seldom used anymore. The ceiling, peeling paint from all the years of humidity, and the bathtub, even though it was of a good quality, was really showing some wear and tear from 30 years of use. Now, what the homeowners wanted to accomplish with this renovation is not only to modernize and update, but to use materials that were easy to clean and easy to maintain. We were also very fortunate in this case in that we had enough square footage, enough room in this bathroom, because normally we're searching for ways to increase the size of a bathroom. Here, we had plenty of room. Now, to save a little money and to keep the budget in line, we were able to use the existing cabinets and just put a facelift on them by replacing the doors and hardware and repainting them. Now, this is a solid wood raised panel design, and we've added European or concealed style hinges on the doors, which require some minor milling on the back side of it for the hinge. But what's so nice about it is you're able to attach this hinge to the side of the stile so that no hardware from the hinges is showing on the face of the cabinet. But the challenge we have in making these cabinets really look good is that the old style hinges from the original cabinet doors attach to the face of this style. So not only did we have to fill in the two holes from the hinge, but also because it had been painted so many times over the years, it had quite an indentation there. A good old painter's trick is to use auto body filler. This is just like you use on repairing a dent in your car. It's a two-part system that you mix together. It dries real quick. It's real easy to use to fill in these voids, much like you would joint compound on drywall. Then you're able to sand it down real easy. Now, sanding is the key to really preparing a cabinet face like this. And another painter's trick is to use liquid sander deglosser that's available at almost any paint store. You're able to apply this, it etches the old paint, allows you to sand it easier, and it allows the new paint to adhere a lot better. Now, more and more homeowners are requesting their vanity tops to be taller. Instead of the old 32-inch size, which is what this one originally was, we're able to bring it up closer to 36 inches high. Now, this really makes a difference in the overall function of this. Makes it a lot easier when you're washing your face or shaving. Now, the countertop selection is just one of the many selections you have to make in a bathroom renovation. The homeowners here chose a cultured marble or synthetic marble, which is basically resin mixed with marble dust. And you're able to put it out in forms and create almost any type of vanity top or tub surround that you'd like in a lot of different colors. Now, this particular one has an integrated bowl in it and kind of a shell design, looks real nice. You're also able to cut this out and drop a sink in for a slightly different look. But there are several other alternatives on countertops for bathrooms. Plastic laminates are probably the most commonly used materials for vanity tops and are available in a wide array of colors, designs, and edge treatments. Now, if the cultured marble we're using here is more expensive than the plastic laminate, but even more expensive are the solid surfaces. Now, solid surfaces are available with the integrated bowls like we have with the cultured marble, and a wide array of colors and designs as well. Many of the designs really simulate very closely the natural stone look. Now, the most expensive are the natural stones such as granite, marble, and limestone. Now these are just a few of the choices you have to make when you're remodeling your bathroom. In a few minutes, I'll show you some more.
Get ready to review your fix-it list as Danny and today's Homeowner Magazine repair and maintenance editor Joe Truini show you this week's simple solution. Brought to you by Dodge.
Decorative moldings provide a great way for do-it-yourselfers to transform the look of a room. The challenge, however, is not to split the molding when you're driving in the nails.
Normally you can drill a pilot hole with a regular drill bit and a drill, but so many times with that small of a drill bit, inevitably it'll break on you.
One technique is to take a finishing nail, the same size nail you're using to attach the molding, and snip the head off using a pair of nippers or lineman pliers like these here. Then simply use the nail as the pilot drill bit. Chuck it into a drill, then use the nail to drill the pilot hole. Just remember not to apply too much pressure or you might bend the nail. Then simply take a nail and drive it through the pilot hole, and there's no fear of splitting the molding.
Now this method will work on any type of molding in your house. Now one of the toughest decisions many homeowners have in a bathroom renovation is whether to replace the bathtub. Now the homeowners here decided to go back with the new version of what they had, a nice cast iron tub. It's nice and deep and very heavy. Also, it's a little more expensive than some of the other alternatives out there, such as a metal tub or an acrylic tub, or even the cultured marble type tub is usually less expensive than the cast iron. Now, in the past, the only alternative you had to cure an ugly tub is to have it refinished, which is reglazing or repainting it. Now, I really don't recommend this unless you have a very low usage bathroom, like a guest bathroom. But now recently we talked with a company that developed another alternative, and that's a liner that actually fits over an existing tub.
The bathtub liner is custom manufactured to fit over the existing bathtub. And you're probably wondering, well, how can you tell what kind of bathtub it is? We take some measurements and some photographs and can identify what kind of bathtub it is. And that information is sent to us at the factory. We determine whether or not it's an American Standard, a Kohler, a Crane, a Briggs bathtub. What we'll do is we have a mold rack with 650 bathtub liner molds. We'll pull an exact duplicate of the bathtub you have in your house from that mold rack. We'll take a sheet of acrylic and put it in that mold rack, over that mold, heat it up, and then thermoform it, and out comes the bathtub just like you see right here. This is then shipped out to the customer's house where it's trimmed on site and then installed over the existing bathtub. We use a variety of adhesives to put the bathtub liner in over the existing bathtub. We use a marine butyl, which is the exact same material that you have around your windshield. Then we use a silicone with a fungicide in it to prevent mildew. And then we also have a patent pending material or patented material called flowable, which creates a watertight seal.
Well, now you see all the different alternatives for tub replacement. You have to consider what to use on the walls. Now here we used cultured marble to match the cultured marble we used for the vanity top, but we could have easily used ceramic tile. Ceramic tile gives you a lot more design flexibility in that you can use different size tiles and even add little color accent strips that will really make the walls come to life. Now, so many people these days, because we're so busy and seldom use the tub, are choosing to go with shower units instead. Now, in an adjacent bathroom that we're also remodeling, the homeowners decided to go with a shower instead of the tub. Now, space was a big consideration in this bathroom for the homeowners. Originally had a very large cast iron tub. It took up a space that was 5 foot wide and actually came out to about here, almost another 5 feet. Now, the homeowners decided they really didn't need a tub here, decided to go with a shower unit instead. Now, this one is what we call a breakdown acrylic unit that allows you to bring it in sections. You can see where we put it together here as well as around on the base. And this allows you to bring it through a very narrow doorway, even down to 2 foot, which is usually what the doorway is going into your bathroom. It also has a nice feature that everybody likes with having the seat within the shower stall. Now this also adds a good bit of strength to the acrylic unit, and it's great if you have a homeowner in the house that may be physically challenged or elderly, giving them a place to sit while they're taking a shower. Also, I kind of like the way they kind of elevated the soap ledge and shower ledge here so that your water is not constantly hitting the soap and causing it to dissolve real rapidly. And of course, while the unit was being installed, we installed new pressure balance valves at the same time. Now this is a great product for a remodeling project like this. Speaking of products, next is our best new product.
It's time to check out this week's best new product with Danny and today's Homeowner Magazine Editor-in-Chief, Paul Spring.
Now, Paul, I've seen a lot of different types of oscillating sprinklers, but I've never seen one with this many controls.
I think that's one of the advantages to the Gardena AquaZoom, actually, Danny. It allows you to get even coverage all over your yard, even if you have a very irregularly shaped yard.
Now, the even coverage is usually the problem with the oscillating sprinkler because wherever it stops, it gives the yard a lot of water, and then around the sprinkler, very little water, and that's certainly not good.
No, it's not. And the way it's solved here is there's a gear that drives this that makes no hesitation when it reaches the end of the cycle. It continues right back again. You get very even water coverage. Another reason for the even water coverage is that adjustability you talked about. You can see these little sprinkler heads here. The first half of them are adjusted by this sliding switch, and you can see as they push outboard, you'll increase the width of the coverage area. And the same applies to your side, the other half of them.
Oh, that's great. That can sure give you a lot of versatility in covering the whole entire yard. And then I guess the little slide bars here affect how far the actual sprinkler runs from side to side.
Exactly right, anywhere from straight up and down to 180 degrees.
Okay, and obviously a volume control on this end to control the volume of water, because that's very difficult having the sprinkler positioned in the yard and having to run back to the hose bib to control it in that manner.
Exactly right.
And of course, every appliance that you have like this that you hook a water hose up should have one of these. That quick disconnect is perfect.
Yep, with all those features, it's the Gardena AquaZoom.
Well, it's been a couple days since we've been in this bathroom, and the painters are making great progress in putting all of the final coats of paint on these walls and trim. Now the trim's completed, the cabinets are completed, and they have one more coat on the walls. Now this is a strong trend in bathroom remodeling, going back to painted walls instead of wallpaper. You're seeing more and more of it, and painters will be back in a day or so to complete all of this. Now you can see how well the cabinets turned out on the facelift that we did with all of the painting completed, the new doors installed, the new hardware really looks completely different. And this makes good economic sense to reuse the existing cabinetry and just change them with the facelift. Well, we're doing the same approach on the original toilet. Now, more and more people are saving their original toilets, particularly if they're white and in good shape like this, because the new mandated toilets that are required at 1.6 gallon, the performance is questionable in a lot of people's eyes. Here with the 3 gallon, it's more of a proven factor. But one of the things we found when we had the plumber doing some work here, we discovered that the house, using an old realtor's trick here, is actually built back in 1958. Now this is a good little trick if you're trying to determine the age of your house or if you're house hunting. This will show you, or at least give you some kind of idea of when the house was built. So instead of the original 30-year-old house we were dealing with, it's actually 40 years old. Now the plumber had to rework a few of the pieces here in the tank part of the toilet, but seems to be working well. There's no leaks. So this is another good way we've been able to keep the budget in mind on this project and still have a toilet that works real well. Well, as you can see in looking at this week's show, there are a lot of choices you have to make in bathroom remodeling, and the toilet is no exception. We recently talked with an expert that gives you some things you need to think about if you're selecting a toilet.
There are many things to consider when you're purchasing new fixtures for your bathroom. When you're thinking of toilets, the first thing you should think of is your style. Are you traditional or contemporary? From there you can move on to the actual toilet type. are you one piece or two piece? A one piece gives you a much cleaner look, much easier to clean. A two-piece version gives you many more style options. If you're looking for a two-piece toilet, you should look for certain features like sanitary dams. That's a raised piece of china between the tank and the bowl to keep the liquids from collecting under the tank. Pressure versus gravity. Pressure assist, if you have a very high volume use toilet, you're much better off going to a pressure assist that assures you a very complete flush each time. And if you're looking at gravity, gravity toilets have actually been improved tremendously over the past several years. Since the mandate of 1.6 gallon toilets, many of the toilets have been redesigned and function very efficiently on 1.6 gallon. Look under the hood of the toilet, the type of water control that you have in there. We have been using our smart valve water control. A self-contained unit eliminates the old floating ball that most people are looking for. You should look at the water spot that's in your bowl. Make sure you have enough water in there so when you're flushing you get a very complete flush. And then there are easy clean features as well. Smooth-sided toilets are much easier to clean than exposed trapways. Some of our toilets offer toilet seats that pop right off so you can clean the bowl, pop the seat right back on.
You probably never realized how much you had to consider in selecting a toilet. Now, I hope we haven't overwhelmed you this week with all of the selections and decisions you have to make in a bathroom renovation. But it emphasizes the need to spend some good quality time and plenty of time planning your bathroom and checking out all of the products and design ideas there are out there.
Now, let's go outside for a round the yard with Danny and lawn and garden expert Jennifer Brennan. Brought to you by Scott's Lawn Products, for a great lawn, guaranteed.
And Jennifer, I know this is a rose, but what kind of rose is it?
This is a shrub rose, Danny, and what's wonderful about the shrub rose is that they're smaller in stature. There are many varieties that have been selected in the last 5 years, and they stay in flower all season long.
Many times I hear from homeowners how labor-intensive maintaining rose bushes are. What about the shrub rose?
The shrub rose is excellent because it's disease-resistant, relatively insect-resistant, and the only maintenance that you have to do is to prune off the dead flowers. It's called deadheading. And you just cut this off like this and remove this, and that keeps them in flower all season.
Okay, now I see this particular shrub rose is in a container. Is that a good way to have them?
It's a wonderful way to add these to your patios, your decks, keep them well watered, fertilize them well, and then you can also add them to your mixed borders. It adds color, they stay in flower, gives you some structure, and adds a lot to your perennials and your annuals.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's show. And as you can see, there are many things you have to select in order to have a successful bathroom remodeling project. Now let's see how these bathrooms turned out. It's always nice to come back after a few weeks and see how the homeowners have decorated their new bathroom. Here they've really added some color to the room with burgundy towels, rugs, and some very nice prints on the wall. Also, I see many people going with shower curtains instead of shower doors to add even more color to the room. You can also see how good the remodeled cabinetry looks after the new doors were installed, new tops, and a fresh paint job. Now the other bathroom really looks more up to date with the replacement of the old cast iron tub with the new acrylic shower stall. Now if you're about to remodel a bathroom in your house, here are some guidelines from the National Kitchen and Bath Association concerning clearances you need in that bathroom. Now around the toilet area, it's good to have at least 32-inch space for the positioning of the toilet. 36 inches is even better. Now from the front of your vanity to the nearest wall or adjacent cabinetry, 36 inches is recommended there as well. Again, a little bit more makes it feel more spacious in your new bathroom. Now I hope some of the information that we've shared with you this week will help you in your next project, and we have more bathroom remodelings to show you later in the season here on Today's Homeowner. We'll see you next week.